Welcome back to my channel, Famous and Fabulous. Aaron Kaufman is renowned for his amazing, with his characteristic beard. The mechanical skills were among the main causes of Fast, and Loud became popular. But 14 seasons later, he made the unexpected choice to abandon it. All behind, so follow along, to see what transpired. As we explore the causes of his left, the performance that made him, Aaron Kaufman's famed passion for machines, began when he was a young child. If it had an engine, if it created a loud noise while moving, noise. He wasn't only interested in desire to observe, and he wanted to take items, separate, comprehend how they operated, and then reassemble them so that curiosity, that must be comprehended. It was machines that guided him. To rise to prominence as one of the greatest global custom vehicle makers are a major. Aaron's passion for cars was sparked due to the fact that his father was a mechanic. A living, breathing person. He wasn't only repairing automobiles to earn a living, and he genuinely loved it. Trucks, vehicles, and motorsports are all about. He was naturally captivated by them, and Aaron developed up surrounded by greasy, tool-stained objects' hands and the incessant engine noise. I can really picture myself as a child in that environment. It's understandable why he evolved a love of automobile himself, but the intriguing part comes next. Aaron gained a lot of knowledge from his father. His true zeal didn't fully blossom. It's one thing till he started driving, repairing a vehicle in a garage, although it's a much different experience after you driving and experiencing the might of the device you constructed, at which point his life was transformed by Aaron Kaufman's path to becoming a globally renowned automobile. The builder didn't begin, as you might have expected. In contrast to certain children who grow up, in Tinker has garages full of spare cars. Aaron didn't enjoy that luxury, wasn't given any expensive equipment or extra. Instead, vehicles for experimentation, he had to work and learn the hard way on his own vehicles as necessary repairs. Picture yourself as a teenager who knows that there was nothing to do if your automobile broke down. You're not a mechanic, but someone else can fix it. No additional money to hire an expert, only you, your tools, and the issue that's sitting in front of you. Some sort of practical experience compelled him to rapidly hone his abilities and make educated guesses. Aaron never intended to become a mechanic. Young Aaron Kaufman would have said when he grew up, he wanted to be, wouldn't have stated that he wants to construct some of the most amazing bespoke vehicles available. Nope. His ideal career was to be a yes. Aaron wanted a park ranger. Existence in the outdoors, encircled by wildlife investigating. The great outdoors, rather than living his days under the. He pictured himself on the hood of a car, in a tough off-road vehicle, scouting woods, climbing mountains, and preserving the environment. However, life has a humorous way of guiding us in surprising directions, despite the fact that Aaron's career as a park ranger was never. Actually, my love for off-roading has never diminished. It played a significant role in his career. Later, he produced more than only automobiles he made them to perform, so they look cool. Manage difficult terrain to get where you're going. Before Aaron Kaufman, cars couldn't become the mechanical genius with the beard that followers worldwide are familiar with and adore. He was merely a man employed in a tiny. He wasn't well known in the Dallas garage, but was not on television. He was only a person with an amazing ability to tear things, dissecting them to determine how they operated, and then reassembling them solely, superior to previously. When employed at a nearby, Aaron met Richard Rawlings in a Dallas garage. A man who loves cars and has big dreams, and Rawlings' keen sense of talent, Gas Monkey Garage was just started. Store that focused on collecting used tearing down automobiles and turning them into vintage beauties and bespoke hot rods. Rawlings noticed something right away. Aaron was unique. His abilities weren't only typical. This man possessed a unique talent when it came to automobiles. He could picture initiative prior to its commencement, as well as his. The level of attention to detail was unparalleled. It didn't take Rawlings long to make an offer to work at Gas for him. The Monkey Garage by 2012, Rawlings had a more ambitious concept. His intention was to bring Gas Monkey Garage to. He presented the idea of a television show, reality show about restoring cars and flipping, and Discovery Channel will shortly discovered that the show has changed to Fast and Aaron Kaufman, and Loud quickly became. What set him apart as a popular favorite was the calmness of the long, rough beard. He exploited his intense talent in a focused manner that enabled him to erase Rusty from memory, carve into breathtaking masterpieces, very likely all of the aforementioned, whereas Rawlings was the boisterous, vivacious Aaron, a businessman, was the quiet, meticulous ingenuity that goes into building the together. They formed an unstoppable squad, and Fast and one of the reasons Loud became so popular was what really distinguished Aaron was his incredible commitment to his craft. Wasn't merely his work, it was his passion, which he demonstrated in the most extreme manner conceivable at one point, while shooting Aaron needed emergency surgery. Nowadays, the majority of people would take a break to rest and heal Aaron. He just took 3 days off before, returning immediately. Can you envision most people going to work 3 days? People wouldn't even think about going to work. Following surgery, but Aaron refused to fans of Fast and Slow Down for years. Loud saw Aaron Kaufman's performance and Richard Rawlings resurrects ancient, lost vehicles into breathtaking works of art. They were Rawlings the Fasty, a powerful duo, conversing with Kaufman the businessman and bearded genius in mechanics who could revive any vehicle. But by the end of 2016, fans noticed a difference. It was shocking to learn that Aaron Kaufman was departing the program following 14 years of Kaufman was walking while they were working together, away from Fast and Gas Monkey Garage. And why would he leave anything so loud, successful? What took place behind the scenes? Let's examine them more closely. From the working outside at the Gas Monkey Garage, personalized car customization felt like a dream career. Appearing on TV and establishing a reputation in the automobile industry. But for Aaron, the world wasn't as ideal as it appeared. Later on, he acknowledged that the previous 5 years felt like 20 at GMG, indicating the amount of labor, the tension and the variations in creativity had severely damaged him, which is an extended period of unhappiness in your work. The most significant disagreement between Kaufman Rawlings was significantly different from them. Car building visions. Aaron had a want to construct a larger, more intricate structure and more potent vehicles, yet the television program had distinct requirements. They want automobiles that were quicker to construct, smaller, and later, Aaron will be more entertaining. In an interview, the artist revealed gears that he wanted to construct automobiles that were more intricate or substantial. However, television's demanded him to work on vehicles that were significantly smaller and less complicated. This distinction in creative, each endeavor was more successful with direction. He found it frustrating because it didn't line up with his understanding of the types of builds he desired to concentrate on. Top of the Kaufman also acknowledged his creative challenges, that there were some private and disagreements with Rawlings on the job. He didn't elaborate too much, though. He clarified that the situation wasn't as behind the scenes. SM moves smoothly as they. It appeared that he explained the problem on TV. When approaching a road bifurcation, one route resulted in remaining at the Gas Monkey Garage. Continuing to work in a challenging environment, circumstances, and feeling constrained by the other route that lead to liberation and new possibilities, new initiatives, and the capacity to construct automobiles the way he desired. Ultimately, he selected freedom as one of the most important. Fans wanted to know if it was horrible. Blood between Rawlings and Kaufman. During Kaufman conducted himself in a professional manner, imply that there was some conflict between, didn't exactly depart on bad terms, but there were undoubtedly annoyances and disputes that contributed to his choice to quit a job after 14 years is difficult, and when working that spending that much time with someone, things may get complex. After Kaufman revealed him was dropping GMG from the show, leaving many individuals, such as Richard Rawlings, surprised Richard Rawlings to no end. Later owner of Gas Monkey Garage acknowledged that Kaufman's exit was not his choice. He said it arrived totally unexpected, which means it was utterly surprising. Rawlings was sincerely admitting that losing Kaufman wasn't. He even acknowledged that. Moving was simple. Without him, moving ahead would be an arduous process. As Kaufman wasn't merely an employee, he was a major factor. GMG initially gained notoriety. Rawlings was the entrepreneur who sold vehicles and made deals, but Kaufman was the master constructor who ensured those in his absence. GMG's automobiles were famous. To reconsider everything, despite the fact that losing Kaufman was a massive monon-blow-gas garage, was forced to relocate the shop, had already established a worldwide reputation. And Fast and Loud continued to be a huge smash. On the show continued on Discovery Channel. Richard Rawlings succeeded without him. It was evident that Gas Monkey Garage wasn't simply one individual. The shop would work as a team, endure, but did so following Kaufman's departure. As many critics and admirers believed, Loud and Quick would never be the sum even believed it might fail. Entirely Richard Rawlings, but refused to accept it and promptly defended the others on his squad, stating that it was unjust to imply that Gas Monkey Garage was unable to operate in a blog without Kaufman, post on Gas Monkey Garage. Rawlings admitted that defeat Kaufman dealt Gas a serious setback. However, he stressed that GMG is Monkey Garage was far more than a single individual. He emphasized that it would be unjust to the remaining members of the team to recommend that without Aaron, the shop couldn't continue. Rawlings emphasized the effort and commitment of all employees at Gas Monkey, claiming the garage was constructed on the combined might of the crew, not just one. In essence, the individual was saying yes. Although losing Kaufman is painful, remember about the remainder of the diligent group. It maintains Gas Monkey. Running with Kaufman gone, Garage needed to demonstrate that it was still maintain the same standard of quality, their inventiveness and enthusiasm in fresh mechanics to aid in the construction. They engaged in ever more ambitious endeavors to maintain supporters' enthusiasm. They attempted to maintain the same vitality that Seaman had contributed to the program. But fans, here's the thing, observed the change. While the store still produced fantastic work, Kaufman had a distinct quality that was lacking, mentality, and skill set that were challenging to place the performance that went on for 3 more years. But things had shifted. While some supporters lost, others remained. Interest in Kaufman's chemistry and Rawlings contributed to the creation of the show is entertaining to see. However, without that, it just seemed like teamwork and banter. By 2020, Fast and Loud had changed. There is still an end Gas Monkey Garage, but the fast-paced, boisterous period that we were used with, despite the show's conclusion, ultimately came to an end. There's no doubting that Gas Monkey Garage made a significant impact on the automotive industry for many years. Fast and Loud made the culture of custom cars popular, introducing restorations and hot rods to globally millions of viewers, and sincerely, would any of those have occurred without Kaufman, and probably not Rawlings, when Aaron Kaufman departed the Gas Monon Garage quickly and loudly. In 2017, fans pondered what might happen to would the bearded genius abandon would he vanish from the automobile world behind him? Would he do a good job starting something new on TV? Kaufman has no intention of abandoning his passion. Instead, he accomplished a significant feat. He opened his own car dealership, known as Dallas's Archite Fabrication. For many years, Kaufman had desired to work on increasingly intricate and large-scale projects, but frequently had to, at Gas Monkey Garage Haston, builds to fulfill the Fast and Loud deadlines that weren't how he enjoyed working. So when he eventually had the opportunity to accomplish things the way he writes fiction wasn't what they jumped at. Kaufman's car dealership has a distinct. His goal was to concentrate on the Ford F-100, manufacturing and supplying pickup trucks replacement, components for such trucks, and additionally take his time and construct vehicles with. He admired the attention to detail and care that every car Kaufman could concentrate on. He'd choose the Ford F-100 pickup. For what reason? Kaufman has always been a fan of vehicle trucks, of vintage trucks, particularly those from the 1950s until the Ford F-100 of the 1970s is a legendary. Despite being an American truck, the quality is good. Its components aren't usually simple. Therefore, Kaufman recognized a chance rather than, why not just restore these trucks? Produce the parts that truck enthusiasts want, need, and he fulfilled it precisely with Archite Fakery. Opening his own store wasn't Kaufman had an easy time at Gas Monkey Garage, complete team, and a large platform because of he now had to construct fast and loud. He had to find everything from the beginning. The appropriate group, the appropriate clients, and the appropriate project. However, this was Kaufman's actual enthusiasm, and as he once stated, I'd prefer take my time and do what I love. Instead of Haston developed solely for TV years later, the manufacturer of Arclight is still operating. Kaufman goes on to work on Ford and do what he loves. F100s, creating unique components and constructing trucks, the way he had always desired. Following their departure from Fast and Loud, in Gas, there were still many fans of Monkey Garage questioning whether Aaron Kaufman would never successfully regain the spotlight. Kaufman didn't simply stop watching TV, returned with two fascinating news shows, Aaron Kaufman Changing Gears. Aaron is in need of employment, so let's take a closer look at each of these shows about and the reasons they are essential for Cars Kaufman fans and enthusiasts alike. In Kaufman changed gears and went back to his roots by concentrating on his strongest suit, fixing automobiles, and enhancing their performance. There is more to this show than just automobile flipping. To get rapid money, you have to take on significant repair initiatives and pushing Kaufman, the boundaries of what an automobile can be, bringing together a carefully chosen team to assist using these constructions. And the program featured the same tremendous intensity, feels loud and quick. What's unique, though, is the fresh twist concerning Changing Gears is that it's intimately related to Kaufman's employment at Arite. The show delves into fabrication. Kaufman's personal store where he constructs, makes unique components, and works on projects that are dear to his heart. And it's evident that he takes great pride in his work and pride in each vehicle he fixes and repairs. What Changing Gears were mostly given favorable evaluations from both reviewers and fans. People of all stripes adored watching Kaufman in his element, that works on vintage vehicles and breathing new life into them. But Kaufman didn't merely change gears. He continued to accept a completely different challenge. Aaron wants a job. Thus, this program is completely distinct from his earlier work. Instead, it's not just about repairing cars. Kaufman goes all across the nation, interacting with others involved in unique projects pertaining to automobiles, whether it's repairing a unique vintage vehicle or structure. Kaufman goes into a weird custom machine. Into these initiatives bearing his signature. Curiosity as well as resolve, Aaron's twist requires. The fact that Kaufman isn't simply he is the boss and an expert in car construction. However, he is also attempting to work. He has never previously worked with a group of experts to learn new methods Kaufman uses to move beyond his comfort zone and encounters obstacles that are demanding and fascinating. This show has an enjoyable, daring atmosphere that makes it, aside from the more specialized emphasis of Changing Gears. Kaufman had the opportunity to meet all types of cool, enthusiastic people concerning the automotive industry, and he even gets a taste of what working is like. Outside of his typical knowledge of both Aaron and Changing Gears, need a job to demonstrate something significant. On Kaufman's passion for automobiles and his openness to experimenting, whether he's exploring while fixing a vintage truck, an insane new endeavor or education, Kaufman offers something fresh, enthusiasm and vigor that won him over as an admirer, Fast and Loud's favorite. So even after Kaufman was discovered, leaving Gas Monkey Garage. Fresh approaches to continue doing what he enjoys, and we can now watch it all happen on television. There is no doubt that Kaufman isn't soon to slow down, and we're all going along for the ride.